In a stunning development shaking the foundations of the British monarchy, Prince William, the heir to the throne, is reportedly orchestrating a meticulously planned act of retribution against his younger brother, Prince Harry, and his wife, Meghan Markle. According to well-placed sources within the royal household, the Prince of Wales intends to revoke the Duke and Duchess of Sussex's royal titles the instant he ascends to the crown as king. This is not a fleeting impulse born of momentary fury but a deliberate strategy that has been brewing for years, carefully considered and firmly resolved. Palace confidants describe it as a cold, calculated measure to enforce accountability for what William perceives as profound betrayals. Even in the wake of Harry's recent poignant essay expressing enduring affection for Britain and a glimmer of hope for family reconciliation, William remains steadfast in his resolve, showing no signs of softening or extending forgiveness to his estranged sibling. The titles that Harry has held onto as his final tether to the royal lineage he abandoned could vanish entirely under a future King William's rule. This narrative unfolds as a tale of deep-seated fratricide in sentiment, unbreakable grudges, and the methodical expungement of Harry from the royal fold. For those eager to delve deeper into the intricacies of William's vengeful blueprint and its far-reaching implications for the Sussexes' destiny, consider subscribing to UK Royal Report and activating notifications to stay abreast of every unfolding detail. The core allegation is that Prince William is methodically preparing to divest Prince Harry and Meghan Markle of their esteemed royal designations upon his coronation, framing it as an exquisite form of monarchical payback. Pause to absorb the gravity of this. It transcends mere emotional outburst or spontaneous rage. Insiders emphasize its premeditated nature, thoroughly contemplated, strategically mapped out, and irrevocably decided. William has evidently come to terms with the irreversible collapse of his bond with Harry, shifting his focus toward imposing tangible repercussions for his brother's past conduct. Speculation about a potential mending of fences surged following Harry's introspective piece published this month, yet reliable accounts from William's inner circle insist that the essay altered nothing in the heir's mindset. He perused the words, "No to the express patriotism," and promptly resumed his preparations for Harry's comprehensive exclusion from the royal establishment. Harry's essay, titled something along the lines of reflections on peace, brotherhood, camaraderie, courage, and the essence of British identity, ignited widespread conjecture about a possible détente between the feuding brothers. In it, the Duke of Sussex articulated, "Although I presently reside in the United States, Britain remains and forever will be the nation I served with pride and defended with valor." Many interpreted these lines as a conciliatory gesture, perhaps signaling Harry's nostalgia for home and openness to rebuilding bridges with his kin. Commentators and royal watchers dissected each phrase, hunting for subtle indicators of Harry's emotional state and yearning for familial restoration. However, those proximate to Prince William reveal that the composition left him unmoved. He recognized the underlying emotion but proceeded undeterred with his agenda to eradicate Harry's royal standing altogether. Contemplate the profound implications. William's stance extends beyond transient anger. He has emotionally severed ties with Harry. The term revenge implies a sense of personal injury, treachery, and an unyielding commitment to exacting a cost. The penalty William has settled on is the forfeiture of titles. Harry may retain his fond recollections of Britain and his patriotic fervour, but the Dukedom of Sussex will be stripped away. Similarly, Meghan will lose her Duchess designation. Their offspring, Archie and Lilibet, who presently bear the princely and princessly honours, would also be divested of these. To understand the roots of William's quest for vindication, one must trace the deterioration of the siblings' relationship, which began eroding well before Harry and Meghan's departure from senior royal roles. As detailed in Harry's autobiography, Spare, William harbored reservations about the rapid progression of Harry's romance with Meghan. Conflicts arose over Meghan's interactions with palace staff, disparities in media scrutiny, and competing public spotlight. The pivotal rupture, from William's viewpoint, occurred when Harry and Meghan abdicated their duties, relocated to California, and subsequently launched repeated public assaults on the monarchy and its members. The 2021 Oprah Winfrey interview proved catastrophic for William, featuring accusations of racial insensitivity within the family, assertions that Kate had reduced Meghan to tears during a dispute over bridesmaid attire, and portrayals of William and others as ensnared by the royal system. Broadcast to an audience of hundreds of millions, it infuriated William, though he preserved public decorum. The palace's terse response was, "Recollections may vary," and William publicly affirmed, "We are very much not a racist family." Privately, however, informants claim this marked the irreparable breach, prompting William to view Harry as having transgressed an unforgivable boundary. Subsequent blows included the 2022 Netflix documentary series, which incorporated unauthorized personal footage and further critiques of Meghan's treatment by the royals. The crescendo arrived with Spare in January 2023, exposing confidential dialogues, alleging a physical confrontation between the brothers, and divulging private aspects of William's existence without permission. To William, this represented the ultimate indignity, Harry profiting from their shared history, familial turmoil, and even their late mother's legacy. Sources indicate this shifted William's paradigm from any notion of amends to one of retribution. Beyond the personal, consider the practical and emblematic ramifications of title revocation. Currently, Harry holds the full nomenclature: His Royal Highness Prince Henry Charles Albert David, Duke of Sussex, Earl of Dumbarton, and Baron Kilkeel. Though he relinquished the Her Royal Highness prefix upon stepping back, it persists technically. Meghan is Her Royal Highness the Duchess of Sussex. Post-stripping, they would revert to Harry Mountbatten Windsor and Meghan Mountbatten Windsor, ordinary civilians detached from the crown. For Archie and Lilibet, who gained prince and princess status upon King Charles's accession as monarch's grandchildren, William could enact new letters patent explicitly barring them from such honours. This would constitute a legal obliteration of their royal entitlement. For children raised in California, somewhat removed from British heritage, the loss might not disrupt routines. Symbolically, though, it would be crushing. Their uncle, as sovereign, decreeing their exclusion from the lineage. Intriguingly, this pits William against his father, King Charles, who has hesitated to remove the titles despite the provocations. Charles cherishes both sons and, despite wounds inflicted by Harry's choices, maintains avenues for potential rapprochement. He accepts calls, arranges meetings during UK visits, and wields but withholds the authority to act. William, lacking such paternal tenderness, plans to exercise the power upon inheriting it from Harry's vantage. Awareness of these machinations remains unclear. Has a confidant alerted him that his titles are ephemeral? If informed, does it matter? The Sussexes have forged an independent existence in America via arch-Ewell, media contracts, and a brand untethered from the palace. Title loss could even prove emancipating, severing lingering ties to a criticized entity and affirming their U.S. persona. Yet, pride and self-conception complicate matters. Harry entered the world as a prince, served in the armed forces under that banner, and launched the Invictus Games similarly. Its removal, orchestrated vengefully by his brother, would signify abject repudiation, William proclaiming Harry's permanent exile and the inevitability of his decision's fallout. For a man vocal about identity crises, this could inflict deep psychological harm, irrespective of material effects. Public sentiment varies geographically. UK surveys indicate majority backing for title removal, viewing the Sussexes as incompatible with retaining perks after desertion and denigration. William would garner domestic approval. Conversely, in the US, many applaud their escape from perceived toxicity and self-determination. The move might appear petty and harsh. For the monarchy's evolution under William, this signals a leader prioritizing institutional integrity and deterrence over fraternal loyalty. It could portray him as resolute and authoritative, earning admiration, or as rigid and heartless, elevating protocol above blood. Practically, it slams shut reconciliation's portal irreversibly, Harry and descendants formally banished, unreversible without extraordinary measures. William, per sources, accepts this, safeguarding the crown trumps kinship, embracing perpetual estrangement, cousin unfamiliarity, and an enduring schism. What is your verdict? Does William's plotted vengeance and title forfeiture align with justice, given Harry's actions? Or does it reveal excessive intransigence? How might fraternal ties fare if executed? Share below. To track every twist in this vendetta, subscribe to UK Royal Report, enable notifications, and access unparalleled scoops. Thank you for engaging. Until next time.